Hi! In this video I would like to show you how to knit and twist knit. To begin with, I would like to explain that the stitches can sit on the needle in two different ways. When I knit like this, I knit on this side and then I purl back, then the stitches will angle from left and towards right. You can see if I stretch it here, and if I knit garter stitch, that I knit this way and I also knit back on this side, then they will go like this and angle from right and towards the left. You can see it here if I pull them apart. You can see they sit differently on the needle. And there are two different ways of knitting them to get the same even result. And I will show you both. So first I slip one, and when I knit, in this case where my stitches angle from right and towards the left, I stick my needle in here from the left and through the stitch towards the right, go to the tip of my index finger and behind the yarn, and then I bring the yarn through the stitch and off the needle. So what I do when I do this is that I open up the stitch. You can see that it forms sort of a square, and I continue until I get to this point here. My stitches angle the other direction, and to get the same result now I go opposite. I stick my needle in from the right and towards the left like this. I still move to the tip of my index finger behind the yarn and bring it through. And you can see now when I stick my needle through from right to left, the stitch opens up the same way. If I were to go from the left again, you would see that I twist the stitch so it forms a triangle instead. So this is how I do the knit stitch, and you would really also feel which way the stitch sits on the needle, because this is very easy and this demands more force to bring the needle through when you twist the stitch. So it's quite easy to notice. So that was the knit stitch, and then the next I will show is to twist knit, in the case of the stitches angling both ways as they did now. And now I will show you how to twist knit. And again I have placed my stitches so that this half angles from left towards the right, and this half angles from right and towards left. So just begin by slipping the first stitch, and then to twist the stitch when it angles from the left and towards the right, I begin here from the left, I go through the stitch towards the right, and you can see that it forms a triangle instead of an open square, and I knit the same way as I did before. Go from the left and make the triangle, and when I'm halfway, my stitches, they angle the opposite direction, and then I begin to stick my needle through from the right and towards the left. And here, when I open up or try, I make the triangle instead. And I knit the same way. Go from, when the stitch angles from the right and towards the left, I stick my needle through from the right and knit. And you can see here that instead of opening up, when I pull it apart here, you can see it closes when it's twisted.